My God, Nick. What
Jen,
did you buy on
Jen,
the company card?
Jen. Yeah, Content Confessionals, where we say our secrets for content. Jen, we've been friends for quite some time, haven't we? Like,
Yeah,
it's been
darn
8
near 10
years?
years.
Yeah, almost
Yeah, well,
10.
I rounded
Round
up
up,
to a
round up.
decade to be cool. Mhm.
That's fine. We're getting there. So do you remember the first time I got hired for NDA Team Dart?
Yes.
Do you remember what the food I wouldn't shut up about the first time I went to NDA Team Dart?
The food you wouldn't shut up
I saw a
about.
sign for it, and that my Uber driver recommended it, and I wouldn't shut up about it. And you and Will were so
Yeah.
annoyed at me.
Yeah, Bagel Mania?
Yeah, Bagel Mania, right?
Okay.
So do you remember how I wouldn't shut up
Okay.
about it? So you decided one morning to I set up an order on my Uber Eats, and you grabbed my phone and put in your card to buy everyone some Bagel Mania.
Oh my God, Nick. What
Jen,
did you buy on
Jen,
the company card?
Jen,
Nick.
I'm very bad at managing my finances. And for the next 9-ish months, every time I ordered Uber Eats, it default charged that card. And I just kept thinking, man, my credit card statement was lower than I expected. And I didn't notice for
For 9 months?
it was over $1,000, Jen, of Uber Eats that I may have spent. And I
Oh,
realized
so
that I did the math.
this
And I saw it and I said, and I didn't have any money to pay you at the time, so I just deleted the card and said, if it's a problem, then she'll tell me. And I just never said a thing.
Nick, you're basically confessing to a crime right now, first of all. Credit card fraud is not okay.
You hit save as default payment method. When you put in the card, you hit that button. I'm not saying I'm not responsible, but I didn't notice it. And the moment I did, I stopped, okay?
Okay, Nick, here's the thing. That was my business credit card, right?
Yeah.
Right? Like it wasn't
I
my
would hope so, because if it's your personal card, you really don't pay attention to your
I
finances
would know.
either.
No, I would know. Yeah, I would know if it was me. Here's the thing. You didn't do anything to me all this time. I've been so anxious that you did something to me. You stole from our boss, dude.
You hired me. This is
Oh
this is your
God.
card you're responsible for.
I could have never caught this. I don't look at the bank statements like the boss looks at the bank statements and she's been thinking I've been charging fucking Uber Eats
She
for my
thinks
money.
you've been eating a lot of Wingstop. Like,
Nick, what if she did know for sure and scanned those every month and just didn't say anything to me and just
then you can
thinks
still
that
order $1,000 more a year than you expect in Uber Eats. I helped you out.
oh my, I am genuinely shocked. Like I didn't know what you were going to say, Nick.
I felt terrible. I still do. But honestly, I needed to get this off my shoulders
I
for so
can't believe
long.
you're Nick, I'm proud of you for admitting to this. I can't believe you're admitting to this. This is crazy.
I am about to
Oh.
submit an invoice from the last gig I worked with you guys. Tori, do what you must.
I don't think she's gonna watch. No wonder you wanted to save this segment to the end. So just in case anyone was curious what their two queer little friends were up to, they would pop in at first, get bored, and leave, and then not listen to this.
Yep, except for when I end up making this a Facebook reel.
Dude, I'm genuinely shocked because here's the thing. Now I'm in an ethical conundrum where I don't want to go to my boss and be like, "Hey, have you been thinking all these years that I intentionally ripped off you guys for some fucking Uber Eats, for some Wingstop, me, and you were just like, I don't really want to confront her about it. We like her as an employee. Let's just let that
She's
slide."
just
Like
hungry, you know? she's
her
trying to
mortgage is
bulk.
just really expensive. She's trying to bulk. Nick, we can't because then either you have to pay that back immediately or I learn
So
or
stressed.
I don't know what to do. I need to figure this out with you off the air. Jesus Christ, dude. I cannot believe that.
I'm
for
really hoping
9
it's not as
months.
bad as I've
Ugh.
listen. I truly never once paid attention because the credit card I was using at the time, I only just got. I didn't know the last four, nor did it have a name on it. Like I named like my cards, but at the time I didn't. So it didn't have a name. I didn't know, and
Right.
then one day I realized that like and I was broke at this time. This was like when I tried to get into solo content way too early, and I was like, when I did realize, I was like, oh. And I deleted it. And
Uh-oh.
then I was like, should I tell her? And I was like, she'll tell me, right? And then like I just moved on with life. And that was
Yeah.
3 years ago that I stopped doing it. Oh, like at least 3 years ago now. So like statute of
I would have
limitations has to be
never
close.
known. So, what we would have done if you had come clean right away, I could tell you, is that we would just make you work it off in labor. We wouldn't have made you pay it, you know? Like,
No, no.
I would have been like, "Hey, man, here's some videos to edit. Like, put in X amount of hours and we'll call it clean." Handshake
So
deal, that
I
shit.
just want to let you know with my mental health at that time, if I had to get to the point where my Wingstop left me to wash dishes at the restaurant, equivocally speaking, I think I
Yeah.
would not have been able to make it through those times. Now, fine. You know what,
Oh my
Tori, you
god,
need a
Nick.
favor. You know, Kelly, John, Jen, whoever at A to Z needs a favor, I owe you
Oh
one.
my
All right.
god. Wingstop sponsored by A to Z for 9 months,
Well,
dude.
sometimes it was Taco Bell.
Insert A to Z ad to make up for this right now.
Yeah, listen, our sponsorship money will take care of this eventually. Anyways, I feel so much
Oh
better
my
now that I said my
god.
confession. I
Do
feel
you
so much better.
really?
Do you
I
understand
feel
that? Like,
s
you feel worse.
I feel so much worse now that you've confessed. And you fucking knew it too.
I
You
knew. I
knew
felt terrible.
this is how I
I
would
felt.
react.
I feel terrible, and that's why I kept trying to like warn you. Like, it's not good.
Okay, my turn?
Please
I
go ahead.
can't follow that up. I can't. See, here's the thing. I just had this anxiety, like I mentioned before, that Nick's thing was gonna be so bad that no matter what I said, it would not compare to it on an ethical level, nor would it compare to it on a hilarious level, and I was right. 2 for 2. Whatever every all skeletons in my closet don't come close to that. Well, I don't know, maybe I will say the genuine thing that I'm most guilt-ridden about in my life, because like, I came to this podcast prepared to do that because I knew yours was gonna be such a baller move. Um, First, let's just get it out of the way that Nick jokingly said happy 40th birthday to me because he's a dick, and, like, nobody really got that it was a joke, and I was like, "Wow, that's amazing. Let's see if I do it. If I say it's my 40th birthday, how many people will be like, 'Nah, that's crazy.'" No one. Absolutely. I'm 34 years old, and nobody was like, "Girl, you're crazy." Everyone was just like, "Oh, you kinda look like you're in your mid-30s." I'm like, "Bitch, I am in my mid-30s.
That's
That's why I look
correct.
like that." That's correct. Oh, that was hilarious. Dude, thousands of people here, I have to, like, look it up. Like, thousands of people were exposed to that. Not a one gave me some pushback on it. I mean, there was plenty of people being like, "Really? 40?" But no one was just
But
flat
they were
out like,
you couldn't tell the
"Nah."
difference between the people that were just saying that like really 40, like being like fun, haha, like you like and
Yeah.
versus no, actually like really 40, you know?
Okay, here here are
Please give
the
us the numbers here.
analytics.
Give us the analytics
There
on you turning 40.
33,689 fucking people did come into that post and be like, "Bitch, you're not 40. Not one of you motherfuckers." What the hell? What the hell, guys?
Um
I made a little bit of money off that post at least, so I can help with Nick's debt. His $1,000 debt of Uber Eats. Dude, we should
okay.
start a GoFundMe is what
Wait,
we should do. To
guys,
go
we're gonna start a tip jar for the podcast. If you guys want to donate
Oh,
to Nick's debt, donate to the tip jar. A to
I'm
Z, we'll make
serious.
it back to you.
'Cause here's the thing, Nick, if we go to Kelly and we're like, "Hey, boss, this is what happened, but here's the money that he stole from you,"
Well,
they're gonna not think twice about it.
no, here's the thing too. We don't even have to worry about providing financial compensation because I mean I've been hinting at it all week. My darts release on a couple days here in the beginning of April. So I'll make it
Ah.
back in sales. How about that? How about that?
That's fair. That is fair. All right, Nikki Poo, we're doing that.
All right.
Um, okay.
That's
So
my
I'm
trade.
not 40. I'm not 40 is my first
A-
confession,
And I
you
didn't mean to
assholes.
do credit card crime. Okay.
Oh
I
my
did,
god,
I
Nick.
did, mine was
Okay.
fraud. Yours was being 40. That was our confessions.
No, I'll say a real confession. I will. We'll end out with a
Ooh.
bang. Oh, actually, do we even have time though, Nick? I mean, I know we're
Do you have a bedtime?
no, as long as you're okay with it, then we can do
Please.
our pointed question
Yes.
after. Okay, we'll wrap this up. When I was in college, I was still closeted, and it wasn't safe for me to be out and proud like I am today. So that's obviously not
Very out
everyone's
now,
story.
clearly. We're both
So out,
out there.
so out. Yeah, Hugh Ware, watch out. Okay,
Yeah.
tops and tails.
Yeah.
This is
New
gonna be
Queer
the
Darts
queerest
podcast.
podcast
Yeah.
you've ever seen.
Yeah. We almost talked about darts once this episode.
Yeah, yeah, Hugh, we're coming for you, man. Oh my god. Okay, so it wasn't my circumstance that I could come out to my family, and so I was closeted. And when you're in your early 20s, it's one thing to be in high school and to never have a boyfriend, and for no one to question that, or for some people to question it, and to poke fun at you and stuff. But at a certain age, it becomes extremely like, what's going on? Especially since I didn't have any sign of like extreme social anxiety or like any real reason why I wouldn't want to couple up with someone. And so, as a young 20-year-old in college, I just eventually kind of cracked and caved into like dating guys specifically on 3-month cycles because unfortunately, there was something really odd about exactly at 3 months. Any standard man is like, why aren't we having sex? And so we would have to break up and I would start the cycle over again. And it wasn't like I was intentionally looking for anyone, like I needed a beard. Well, someone who didn't know they were a beard is what I feel extraordinary guilty about to this day. Um, there was just something about it, like every 3 months, and I got to the point where it's just anyone that was interested in me, I would just say yes to and start dating. And there was a point where I was like talking to like I had 3 situationships going on at once. Okay, and this is all in the guise of just throwing off my mom, like throwing
Yep.
off my family. And for the record, I was proven correct when I was outed that it was not a good idea to come out to my family. But anyway, um, nobody cares. So back to the
I
story
care.
of
I care.
it's not a validation of why it's just an explanation as to like why I would allow dudes to think they were dating me. It just kind of became a desperation move of like I just have to do this, and so long as I'm not leading them on in a way where I'm promising them anything, I would tell them straight up, "Hey, like this is probably the most depressed I've ever been. I'm not looking for a relationship, but you seem to keep pursuing me, so like I'm just going to let that happen." Like I would be so direct about it, and I would just tell them also I'm not comfortable with like having a physical relationship either. And people just have high hopes and optimism and they just would ignore all of that and just go for it anyways. So I had 3 situationships going at once in college, and I don't know how, but all the stars aligned, and these 3 seamlessly like completely different dudes from different classes, they were all on campus in the same spot all at once.
No way.
And I had to somehow pull off that I was not in a situationship with any of them. And each one of them was very suspicious of one another. And they were having private conversations with me about, like, why is that dude so flirty with you? And I
No.
masterfully gaslit them all into not knowing that I was talking to them all because you just kind of never know who's going to like lose interest or like get frustrated with me because I'm not sleeping with them or like whatever the case. And let me tell you, Nick, I'm not a suave person, okay? I'm not like a player. I could not pull that off to this day. It just somehow it was like a drama. Like at every moment, the moment someone was just about to like kiss me on the cheek, I would find a way to like divert it or change the conversation so the other guy
Like,
looking from across
whoa.
campus, it was like I matrix dodged all these advances from these dudes so none of them figured it out and went on about my merry life. But to this day, I feel intense like lingering guilt for very intentionally allowing those situations to happen because I wasn't prepared to change my life circumstances, to move away like I did. I moved away to California and all those things. But anyway, I don't think I was an absolute terror on society, but that's the exact kind of behavior that people are, like, very woman hating about, and, this was, 15 years ago. Yeah. Well, no, not that long, 12, 13 years ago. Um, so
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
trying to like
that's my
subtract from 40 to figure out the years.
I'm not 40, man. Um, yeah, I feel horrible about that, and I wish that I just was smart enough to go intentionally find a beard that was about it, that was okay with it, and could have
Yeah,
been a
just like
consistent
act.
long-term
I, as
boyfriend.
someone that has been a beard for somebody before, let me tell you, it was great because like I would be like, well, if I'm the beard, then you're buying coffee. Like I didn't do a thing except show up in photos and go meet families, and it was easy, the easiest job I've ever had in my life.
Fun fact, every man I ever dated, I paid for everything. And I'm not saying that as a way to put them down, that just was the circumstance. I was always the one with
It
the
was
job.
it was the residual guilt, is what it was. Like the least I could do is buy them a donut.
The least I could do is get them some, like, chicken fingers and tater tots, like, going in the oven.
Do you
Um,
know what? Wait, do you know what I love about knowing you as a person, Jen?
what?
Is that I know for a fact if you accidentally stumbled upon the sweetest asexual man ever, you would be too
Yeah.
polite and they would be too polite for you guys to ever break up. There could have just been a full lavender marriage in your life and you would have been stuck because you would have been like, well, they haven't tried to sleep with me yet. That's usually when we leave. So I don't know.
That's probably true. And I mean, I believe me, like in high school and early college, I genuinely gave that the old college try. Like I have absolutely been in love. One particular boyfriend, he's actually my best friend to this day. We were super on and off again, which is funny because I was never the one to break up with him. He was constantly breaking up with me, citing that I didn't seem happy enough in the relationship
What
for
a
some reason.
sweet man.
What
What
a
a
sweet
sweet
man.
man.
I would take a bullet for him. I would die for him. Like he's a great person. Shout out to my ex. I did not know I was closeted.
Dream guest my
Uh,
podcast.
dream guest in my podcast is probably my ex. Yeah, in his scenario, we talked about it all. We hashed it all. He learned about everything, and it took me a very long time to come to terms with sexuality and what I thought was going to be possible for my life. Because folks got to remember, 15 years ago, it wasn't legal. It wasn't same-sex marriage was not federally legal, and I wasn't even in California. Where certain
Mhm.
states like change laws quickly, but anyway, I grew up thinking I was never gonna have a partner. I would never be able to hold my wife's hand walking down the street. Um, it took so much undoing over time to even care to wanna be married and have children and live a life. So, long story short, if I can, feel vindicated in any way, I look at my past self with a really, harsh lens, but that is genuinely my biggest confession I could make.
You were just a lost little lamb, though. Like I get what you're saying. Don't get me wrong. Not to downplay your trauma, but like, I mean, you were also a lesson for them as well, which is don't overcommit to someone just because you have a base level component of I'm attracted to them or they're funny enough. Like clearly, they also were settling for a compatibility that was incompatible because the one
Mhm,
person that was on and off again could feel the freaking tension,
mhm.
and it was fine.
And we loved
So
each I actually loved him, like, so there was
yeah,
no pretending, there was no masking, like, with him, but he was
yes,
smart enough to kinda understand, but yeah, I don't put any accountability on their end, they're just young dudes that
yeah.
were desperate to hope that
That's
it
what
was
I'm
gonna work.
saying, though.
Every dude wishes that some woman would sleep with him, I mean, like,
Every
they held out
dude,
hope like crazy.
every dude just sits there and wishes that their Uber Eats magically never charge their bank account. Okay, that's
Dude,
what every
I can't believe you.